from Chisholm Trail 61. You know, originally being from Louisiana, I love Cajun foods. And one of my all-time favorite Cajun foods is boudin balls. And I'm going to show you how to fix them coming up right now. First ingredients we're going to need for our boudin balls is in the big stock pot here. I have about 2 pounds of Boston butt. I didn't trim the fat off of it. It's cut into about 1-inch cubes. Over here, this is known as the Trinity of Creole cooking, ladies and gentlemen. You have onion, bell pepper, and celery. I have 1 yellow onion, 2 stalks of celery, 1 cup of bell pepper. Now you can use jalapeno or bell pepper, either one. I had bell pepper, so I'm just using bell peppers today. Here we have 6 ounces of chicken livers. Now you can use chicken liver. The original recipe used beef liver, but chicken liver just seems to give it a little bit more flavor to me, so I use chicken liver. I got 6 cloves of garlic minced. I have a tablespoon and a half of kosher salt. I have a teaspoon and a half of Cajun seasoning. I have 1.5 teaspoons of, I'm using white pepper. You can use cayenne pepper or white pepper, whichever you want. And I have 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to dump all this into our pot here. Just get it all in. Get a fork and dip these chicken livers out because I don't want all that juice in there. Give me a fork here to dump them out. And don't worry about how big it is right now. What we're going to do, we're just doing this to marinate it more or less, and then we're going to we'll be running it through the grinder after it marinates. Get me a big spoon back here that I can stir it with. We're going to just stir all this together. Get it mixed up, coated well. And I'll sort of hold it over here where you can see what you got there. I'm just mixing all my stuff up well. All my seasonings, my meat, everything. And now what we're going to do, we're going to put this in the refrigerator covered for about at least 2 hours. Now it don't hurt, you can do it as much as overnight, but it needs set at least 2 hours in the refrigerator and marinate, and then we'll be back whenever we take it out of the refrigerator. Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours we left it sitting in the refrigerator. All we did, we took it out of the refrigerator, we covered it with cold water, and now we stirred it up some, and we're going to turn our burner on just about medium high, and we're going to bring this up to a boil. We're going to cover it, and then we're going to let it simmer probably for an hour to hour and a half till our meat gets fork tender, and then we'll bring you back at that time. Okay, our meat's been simmering for about an hour and a half now. What we're going to do, we're just going to cut our burner off, and we're going to take it off of our burner. What we need to do is get it over here and strain it. Strain our juice off of it into a bowl, and we want to keep this juice. So we're not going to discard the juice. We want to keep it. I'm going to take and dip the rest of that out of there because I don't want it to splatter all over me. So, but what we need to do is we'll keep our juice, and what we'll save it because we're going to need it here in just a little bit. We're going to need that juice back here in just a little bit. But the first thing we got to do is strain it all, get all of our juice separated from the meat mixture. Once we get all of it separated from the meat mixture, then we're going to get these pot holders so I don't burn my hand here. We're going to take and put this meat back in the pot. We just want to get all the juice drained off of it. We're going to need this, just the meat mixture. No juice right now, but like I said, don't discard the juice. We want to save this juice because we're going to need some of it here after a while. We're not going to need all of it probably, but we'll be needing some of it. We don't know how much we're going to need yet, so we need to hold it, just keep all of it at this point. You don't want to throw any of it out. We're just going to dump our meat back into the pot. And to that, we're going to add half a cup fresh parsley, half a cup of green onions. And then we're also going to add 4 cups of white rice, cooked. 4 cups of cooked white rice. And we just need to stir this up really well. Make sure that your rice is broke up good. Because rice, whenever it sits, it'll sort of stick together on you sometimes, where you want to be sure it's broke up. That meat and stuff will be holding enough juice that it'll wet it where it'll break up on you. Just get it mixed up real good. Everything mixed up. And what we're going to do, we're just going to let this set and cool now. So we'll be back once this is cooled down where we can handle it. Okay, yeah, we've given a meat mixture time to cool down. As you can see, I've tested it already, running it through. All we're doing is just taking a mixture and putting it and running it through the meat grinder. And we run it through, mix it up good, and as we do it, we'll add just a small amount of the juice that we saved from it back to it to just get a pasty consistency. And so I'll show you. We just run it through. It's going to be sort of loud, so I'm probably not going to talk while the grinder's running. You can see how it's coming out here. I was running it down. Once we grind it like that, you can see how it's sort of dry. We take just a little bit of juice that we had saved off of the meat. We put a little bit on it just to get a pasty, just to get it pasty like. We don't want it wet and sloppy, but we do want it where it sort of sticks together. See when you brush over it how it sort of flattens out there and sticks together? That's about what you want. So you put just a little bit of juice back to it and just stir it up good till you get that pasty consistency. We're going to make that down here to this end. Once you get that pasty consistency, you want to stop adding juice to it, because that's what will make it form into balls. Now when we get all of our meat mixture ground up and in the pot and made into the pasty mixture like that, then we're going to put it in the refrigerator, and we'll refrigerate it for 30, 45 minutes, an hour, up to an hour. Get it good and cool, and when we take it out, we'll be ready to form the balls and deep fry. And we'll be back at that point. After we refrigerated our mixture here, our boudin, we're going to just roll them in balls. It's got good and cool now. You need to let it get good and cool so it form balls. You want to get a tablespoon, dip you about a tablespoonful out. Get you a good firm mixed ball there. Roll it out. You want to dip it in flour. Now this flour is seasoned with salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. After we dip it in the flour, we're going to dip it in an egg wash of just egg and milk. Take it out of there, and we're going into breadcrumbs. You can use panko breadcrumbs or you can use the regular breadcrumbs. Either one, we're using the regular today. I prefer the regular breadcrumbs over the panko myself. Show you how to do one more here, and then we're going to go over and drop them two in the thing. You don't ever want to drop over just a couple, 2 or 3 in your grease at one time, because when you do, your grease is going to lose some of its temperature. And so you want your, if your grease is at the right temperature, it don't take just a minute to brown those crumbs. Now, and as far as the mixture's already cooked. Remember, we cooked the mixture back whenever we had it on the stove there, and let it cook for about an hour, hour and a half there. We got the meat good and tender, so the mixture's already done. Everything in the mixture's done. There's nothing in there that's gonna need to cook again. So get these gloves off, and we'll go over here, and we're gonna take and drop these two in. Okay, and we're gonna just hold them down close so you don't splatter yourself, and just drop them in. And like I said, it won't take just a second there for that to brown there. If you grease, we got to grease heated to about 350 to 400 degrees. And just want to keep them moving a little bit there. Just let them brown. It won't take, see how quick that happened? Take them out. And we're going to take them back over here. Now I got a couple here that we cooked where they'd be cool enough we could sample one. So we're going to sample one of these bad boys right here. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the inside here. Look at that. How soft and tender that is on the inside. Let's take a bite. That's boudin perfection there. Real simple recipe. It does take a while to fix it. You know, it's not a recipe you're going to fix in 30 minutes. It's definitely not a 30-minute recipe, but it's well worth the wait. Now you can get some dipping sauce. You can make you dipping sauce, or dip them in ranch dressing, you know, Thousand Island, whatever you want to. They just really good. I like them just by themselves. Every once in a while I get some ranch dressing and dip them in. But it's just something that I enjoy. I hope y'all enjoy it too. If you would and you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Now this mixture here should make about 36 balls. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me do all 36 of them, but the recipe we used today, the 2 pounds of meat, it should make about 36 boudin balls. You make them, like I said, about, you know, inch and a half, you know, big, and should get about 36 balls out of it. Try it. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe to our channel. It helps us a bunch. And we'll see you on the next one.